They would just say, well, you're fat.
Do you remember the first time that you cut yourself?
I was 11.
Then, a turning point. Years of self-abuse could not be ignored.
I was performing concerts on an empty stomach. I was losing my voice from purging, and I literally was so emotionally whacked out.
I think one of the first few things that I read were, she's not pretty enough to be playing opposite of a Jonas brother. Like, she's not good enough. And that really hurt me because I started believing it, and I started comparing myself to all these other young girls and young actresses that could be in my shoes, and I was just very insecure at that age. But the truth was that, you know, I booked the role for a reason, and it was because I was talented and I worked really hard for it. So if I had just believed that at the time, I think that it might have turned out a little differently. But you know, everything happens for a reason. Like, there's not like a key or anything where you like unlock it and you're just like, oh, I look awesome. I think that, you know, there are unrealistic expectations upon women and men in the media, and I think that as long as you love yourself, you know, you shouldn't put that on yourself.
You can take everything I have.
I could run like 7 miles a day and not eat anything and have the same body that I used to have by doing that. But I'm not going to do that to myself because I love myself now, you know, and some days I don't, but I try to. So I think it's about, at least if you try, you know, that's all that matters.
Like a skyscraper, like a skyscraper.
One of the reasons why I became so outspoken when I decided to come out of treatment and talk about my issues was because when I grew up and I was dealing with the pressures to be thin, it was the time in the tabloids when very, very skinny girls were on the cover of every magazine. And that's what I was looking up to. So that's what I had to idolize. I don't want that for young girls to idolize.
No.
So
Unhealthy.
it is. It's very unhealthy. And there was nobody out there for me to look at and say, you know what, maybe this is unhealthy. Maybe starving myself isn't the answer. So I want to be that for a 13-year-old girl at home deciding whether or not to eat dinner, or a 18-year-old girl deciding whether or not to keep her breakfast down. You know, there needs to be a role model out there. And for the first time in my life, I actually feel like one.
Do you have any pets?
I have one small chihuahua.
What's his name?
Paul Newman.
If I had a dog, I'd call it Demi.
Oh, snap.
If I had a pig, I'd name it Simon.
You're the new judge on X Factor, which sounds crazy cool.
Oh my God, it is. And I love my co-judges. They're absolutely amazing.
Well, I think they love you too because they sent some messages. Let's check it out.
Sorry to interrupt things, but I need to speak to you, Kevin, about your co-host, Demi Lovato. I've been working with her for the past few weeks, and she is annoying, obnoxious, disruptive, gobby, irritating, bad manners, not great taste. Did I say irritating? Yes. Annoying, very annoying. She's a brat. I could go on for hours, but that's what makes her special, and I really do love her a bit. Have a great night. Wish I was there, but no one invited me.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway, so Simon called you annoying, which is rude.
I mean, he's just old, but, you know, he isn't used to women in this century being able to say what they want.
Woof.
There are still young girls out there, young teenage girls and boys, that have eating disorders that are cutting. And they don't have anyone out there right now to look at and say it's going to be okay.
She's faced her fair share of pressure and emerged a little shaken, but still unbroken.
I want it shine.